Are you kidding me right now? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Oh, this is funny. Whose phone is that? Are you recording that right now?
Really feel too.
How I really what?
How you really feel?
I really feel? I feel love. I mean, you know, hey, who takes all this time to do something for somebody they don't like, right?
Right.
Yeah,
We love you.
right.
Thank you
We
guys.
love you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks.
Do you want help cleaning it or what?
No, we're not cleaning
it. We're gonna leave it all day long. Like
How do you feel about it? What do you think about it?
Again, like I said, it's love. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I know this is all done because you guys care, and you know, it's awesome. Thank you.
Just because we love you, Missy.
Thank you. I'll remember this at graduation, okay? Give it to us, guys. Let's go.
So we are both principals, which makes us very busy, and we live by our calendar.
We do.
We schedule, we have kids, our own personal children, so we have 5 of them, and then we each have a school.
We have to intentionally plan for family time, so we can just make sure we have a normal family.
Right.
As
a
well
lot
as-
of our dates end up being dates at a school event too. So
We've done a few
our
events.
kids grow up going to football games and soccer games and
Right. So our work
Meetings.
becomes part of our life. I mean, it just
Right.
is. It's just part of it. Yeah, it's just part of who we are. We don't stop being principals, when we go home at 2:50 or 4 o'clock.
5:30, right?
All right.
Or
exactly.
9 o'clock.
Right, exactly. In our roles, there are many times when it's difficult. I think we both have really emotionally challenging schools at times, and we get through them together.
It's nice that we both do the same thing. I think that's probably one of the things that I'm going to miss the most is that so much of my professional life is wrapped up in him. And so it's difficult to think about not having him there to talk about the hard stuff with. I mean, he will be there, but it'll just be different.
I try to look at our students at SAM like they were my own children, first of all. I want them to have access to things that are going to help them become successful. And so knowing that many of our students don't have the things that my own children have and what I can give them as a parent puts things in perspective for sure. It kind of takes me back to the way I grew up as a kid, and of course you always want better for your own children, and that's what kind of motivates me to be a really good principal to those students that we have at SAM, because I want them to have the best that life offers, to be prepared.
There are so many things that make Fernando a wonderful principal. I would say probably my favorite thing is just his willingness to fight for things, no matter how difficult the barrier is to get through. So he's not afraid to push the envelope. He's not afraid to stand up for things that people don't normally stand up for. He has a strong sense of justice, just in the fact that he sometimes you have to do things that are unpopular or controversial or just different than what the norm might think. The other is just the love that he has for kids. And I mean, this man, from the moment he wakes up in the morning to the moment that he goes to bed, and sometimes even in the middle of the night, he lives and breathes Sam Houston High School. I mean, the kids, the adults, he's the heartbeat of the campus. I mean, it engulfs him, and it's ingrained in everything that he does. And I think that his dedication over really the past decade has been, what's revived that building and just inspired people to work hard for kids and do their best every day at work, no matter what obstacles that they have to face. And there's a lot of them.
For both of you here.
Okay.
We understand your youngest child is named after Sam Houston. Please tell us how this came about.
I think that's an urban legend. I mean, we just happened to name him Sam.
So
That is true. Well, do you want to know the real truth? Samuel became Sam.
But everybody thinks we named
But
him.
everyone thinks we named him after Sam Houston.
All right.
But it's fun. Sam thinks his name is after Sam Houston. So that's the fun, cute story about this. And we never told him any different.
Right.
So that was fun. Whenever he was growing up in the halls of Sam Houston, he thought the school was named after him.
That's right. Deciding to leave Sam was a very difficult one. And I've probably been thinking about it for the last 2 years in terms of what I wanted to do next in my career. I could have easily retired as principal at Sam Houston High School. For the next 2 to 8 years left in my career. But I've got a passion to continue to do more for Sam in a different way. So, and that once I figured that out, once I knew that, hey, I don't need to stop as a principal, because as a principal, it's a very important job at Sam, but there's more to it than in running a school. You have to work with district personnel, you have to work with the community. So my aspirations now are to leave a larger imprint on Sam by having influence and working with others before they even reach Sam. My next goal is to be either an area superintendent or superintendent, and having that kind of authority and influence over others really is helping students before they even walk in the door. So I feel very confident that I'll be able to help Sam Houston in a different way. And the next principal coming up, I want this person to be successful, and so I hope that he or she reaches out to me and we continue to do the work, because that's the goal. With new leadership becomes new opportunities, and I know I'm leaving Sam in a good place, but I know it can always get better.
I recognize how hard your job is, and I'm so thankful that you choose to do it. Sam Houston is a special place, and so much of that is because of the people who work there. And I think sometimes you get overlooked, and I just want to make sure that you know that our family, and we'll shout it from the mountaintops, that you're the hardest working group of teachers that I have ever had the privilege of being a part of. And we thank you for what you're doing for East Arlington, and we thank you for what you're doing for your kids, and don't quit.
I'm proud of the work that we've done over the last 7 years since I arrived at SAM. We have a system of excellence, and we have a commitment to excellence. And I know it's difficult. It's going to always be difficult. It's the community we serve. These are the most vulnerable children. with the most needs. The community has the most needs than any other neighborhood in the city. And but that doesn't mean that you settle. That continue to surprise people, continue to prove that again that our kids are capable with the right supports, the right teachers, and the unconditional love that you give to them. That's important. Continue to love on those kids. Continue to love on our community, and give them the hope that they need to continue to be successful. I love you guys. I'll miss you, but I would definitely not be far away. We wish you all the best.
We do. We love Sam Houston.
Go Texans.
Go Texans.